So are they still the feds? Oh my goodness. So you have this group called Patriot Front, and I think we're all familiar with this group by now. It's a bunch of single middle-aged white men who clearly are upset with the world and want white nationalism. That's what they're looking to do, to uphold the European race. I believe that's what the leader of this group does. And what they decided to do over the weekend was march. That's correct. When they could be as far as barbecuing, having Memorial Day weekend, having, just friends and family, these group of men decided to march. And they marched with their faces covered and their glasses and their little shields. And I just can't help but wonder, where are the police, right? Because if this had been a BLM protest, you'd have police all over the place. They'd be harassing the people, instigating in order to arrest people. They'd be doing a whole bunch of foolishness. And it seems that when you have this group, this Patriot Front group, which is a white nationalist, they say so, that police are nowhere to be found, that there's no one harassing them. There's no one trying to make their lives difficult, which is exactly what should be happening. I want people to understand that if Nazis are protesting, that if Nazis are rallying and gathering around, that police should make their lives difficult, okay? That we all, as a group, should make their lives difficult. This is something Dr. Claude Anderson says when it comes to racism being a group effort. The only reason racism was allowed to happen in the country regarding black people is because it was a group effort. There was those that implemented it, and then there are those that ignored it and allowed it to continue. That's how it works. Now, mind you, this is after the FBI has stated that, white nationalist, groups are the number one source of domestic terrorists, okay? They are by far the primary issue in this country. And we can see that already right now. We can see that when it comes to the assassination attempts. We can see that when it comes to the school shootings. We can see that through a litany of crime that we are experiencing, unfortunately, in this country.
Damn.
That being said, this group is just marching, freely. That's what's happening with shields in militant force. Do y'all not remember? I'm not making it racial. I'm just making an observation. Do you not remember how many people lost their minds when black men started to have firearms and protect their neighborhood due to Nazis waving a flag on the sidewalk? And how the big news story wasn't the Nazis, but that the black people were coming out with guns and everything. They were protecting themselves. It's like, oh, do you have a permit for that? Are these criminals? And I find it interesting how there's such a big news story over that. But when it comes to this group, that the FBI has said, hey, these are the biggest issues in this country, mum's the word. Now, what MAGA has done is that they've switched the narrative, okay? Because whenever they get caught, they just switch the narrative. They just lie. That's what they do. They profusely lie in order to uphold their world of make-believe. So for the longest, they were telling us that, hey, the Patriot Front, it's a group of feds, Lucas. It's a group of feds. It's the feds trying to, cause division. And since now we have a president, a Republican, Trump, now it's no longer the feds, because that would mean that it would be the feds of Donald Trump, the DOJ right now with Kash Patel. That can't be the case. So now these are just bad actors. These are Democrats. I've heard people say that these are Democrats trying to instigate trouble. These people are unwell, okay? They're unhinged. But it goes to show you how a cult works. That, the cult can never do any wrong. That if it's a Democrat in office, well, this is the feds. That if it's a Republican in office, well, these are Democrats. This is the type of mindset that we're dealing with. And also, just a refresher, this is the same group that had to pay almost nearly $3 million for assaulting a black musician. Can someone make this make sense? And yet somehow they've managed to get U-Haul trucks. Now, I'm sorry. This isn't the first time that they've used U-Haul trucks. They've used U-Haul trucks before and gather in and they go off and, do the little thing. So I'm like, in this case, U-Haul says they violated their terms of service. But I'm like, how do they keep on managing to get trucks?
Now, U-Haul has released a statement to me saying that is an absolute violation of their company policy to transport human beings in the cargo holds, and they have revoked the rental privileges of those who rented those trucks in Kansas City. But this is not the first time that this group has used trucks to transport humans.
What needs to happen is that these names need to be shown. I'm surprised no one at U-Haul has actually, somehow managed to, I can't believe that got out, and release the names of the people in this Patriot Front. They're such cowards, and this is what you have to understand. These people are cowards. That's all they are. They're nothing more than cowards. The same group of people who were screaming and hollering about masks during COVID are now wearing masks now to cover their faces. But then you best believe they have about 6 black accounts on Twitter talking about how black people this and black people that. Well, as a black person, best believe these are the people that we are dealing with. Now, if anything were to break out, these individuals wouldn't do anything, because half of these men are the same type of men that go to these men boot camps in order to become a man. Like, oh, you want to become a man? Come to our boot camp with a whole bunch of men and no women and no, electricity over the weekend. You'll become a man. These are the type of people that we're dealing with. Just fragile, discarded individuals of society, unfortunately, but that's who they are.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Now I'll wrap up by leaving you with this, that these people, not all of them, but many of them make up the police force. They make up firefighters. They make up the judges. They make up the lawyers. They make up the doctors. Now, these individuals may not be marching with them, but best believe they have their sympathies with them. Their sympathy lies with them. And I want you to understand that, because we saw this recently, not too long ago, when the officer was treating a member who was waving the Nazi flag as just a regular, he was treating them with more respect than they treat anyone else. Then they treat someone who may have ran a red light, than someone who didn't stop, 3 seconds at the stop sign to make a right-hand turn.
We're trying to figure out a plan to get that.
Yeah, I don't know if we've got to get him an Uber or something. That's probably the best bet, I'm guessing. I don't think anybody knows about
There's a dog. If the dog in there is cool with me driving it to you guys, I can go and get it. But there's a dog in there. I don't know.
We need to get him. He's my service animal. That's why I really need to get him. But
Get you an Uber. Let's go.
Here,
Get your mask on. Let's go.
I don't give a my face right now.
just take.
He was treating him with just, let me help you out. Let me see what I can do for you. Now, I think it's a sad day in America when a Nazi is getting better treatment than a black American.
Wake up, nigga.
When a Nazi is getting better treatment than, honestly, anyone else. You're telling me Jim Bob can have an expired license plate and get treated like a hardened criminal, but a Nazi can be treated like, where's your balloon? Let me go help you. Please keep that in mind. We've seen this throughout history, that these individuals had positions in government, 100%. We saw that with January 6th, that many of the sympathizers were within the government, of allowing them to come in, leaving the door open as they're, walking out. So just keep that in mind, that these individuals, unfortunately, represent a bigger group of people. That's the reason why racism still exists, because these group of people have an audience. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Louis Lucas and Patriot Front, it's clearly feds, okay? It's clearly the government meant to cause division amongst people to start a race war. Or if you believe, no, it seems that you guys are doing that just fine. You had Shiloh Hendricks that y'all gave almost $1 million to for saying the N-word. So to act like it's the government that's egging this on, no, it seems that it's the low IQ ignorants that are pushing this forward. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me, Disagreement Day. There'll be a number on screen. You call in and you duke it out. We will duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. And subscribe. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
The Kansas City, Missouri Police Department says it was unaware of the protest ahead of time. No arrests were made.